Yes.
Oh yeah! Oh, it's hysterical. It's hysterical how they do that. It's something else. You probably shouldn't because they're very politically incorrect. Which am I staring? Am I staring at that one or that one? That one. Yay! Hello, and how are?
Jean and John and Miss Adriana.
No, we don't have the Princess and the Pea, but I could probably get it. I have to check.
Did you see that piano?
No.
Oh my Lord,
I don't.
It is so adorable.
Hoffman does not send any of their fabric reps this way.
I'm with Eugene. I thought that was really, really the cutest thing ever. Okay, Ma Ferlin.
Ma's on?
Let's go.
Oh, because it's 6:03. You know how Mom is. She's like, it's 6 o'clock. We better get started.
Hey, John, I'm really sorry you can't keep it up. You're going to have to take that up with somebody else. Okay.
So, just to answer the quick question in the chat, no, we don't have the Princess Pea. I'll see if we can get it, but like I said, I don't have a Hoffman wrap, which I don't get much of the fabric. Which sucks because I got good fabric. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Shenanigans with Brent and Becky. In tonight's episode, I have no idea what we're doing, but that's what makes it fun. Yay!
You have no idea what you're doing?
Oh no, I don't. I have my handy dandy my handy dandy outline.
Yeah, I do too.
So I guess we'll just get right into it because I mean last time it was like 7 o'clock before Becky got to get into her stuff.
Yeah, you took too long.
Yeah, I know. Shop news like normal, nothing really new and exciting except that classes, go check out our calendar online. Big one, we do have a couple spots left. If you're available for Saturday still for the Design Center Basics, which I shall be teaching. Yes, it's very exciting. Beginner quilting, I believe there's 1 or 2 seats left. I just checked that before I put that on here, and that's going to be starting next week. And then the other big one that we're trying to get people excited about is the Intro to Paper Piecing. And to clear up some confusion, if you tuned in last week.
There was confusion.
Yeah.
Oh
It was confusing. Yeah, it's not bad confusion. But it is we have 2 classes on the calendar because we're repeating the same class. It's not the same class both times. How do I say
Sign
that?
up for one or the other.
One or the other, yes.
For both.
See, I don't know how to see. That's probably why the confusion because I'm saying that and it doesn't make.
Yeah, you sign up for the Tuesday class
or
you
the
sign up for the
Saturday
class.
yes.
Unless you go to Tuesday's class and you want to sign up and pay again.
For Saturday.
Feel free. Come on.
Yes, but
It'd
it's
be fun.
but it's not.
Class.
Yeah,
it's
not a
class.
2-session. It's only a 1-day class. It's not a 2-day class.
Correct.
Yeah, I had a couple people ask about that.
That's a good point. It's a technique class.
Yes.
But if they wanted to come in again on Saturday
Oh yeah, they're more than welcome.
and perfect their techniques,
We're open. And then there's a few other things on the calendar. Oh, the other thing, fill in the blank, is going to be next Thursday, and that is. I don't know if we're doing the bandanas or the pillows because Brenda's on vacation this week, so I can't confirm anything with her. Yeah, I think we've got the pillows. But anyway,
awesome.
but there's a lot of leeway there, so if you want to do a doggy bandana, sure, we'll make it happen.
Don't say that. Brenda doesn't like it when you say that.
I know, but she's already made both of them, so it won't be hard to pull off.
Oh, Lord, Brenda, I'm trying to stick up for you.
So that's all that we have that's new and exciting. Oh, also, in case you're wondering, some of you may know that Koala changed their tables around a little bit. They reconfigured them and they do them differently now. And we just got the new version of the Koala cabinets in. So if you were curious to see what those look like and you wanted to buy one, come check it out. They're actually kind of interesting because they're all modular now. So where the thing used to cost you like $5 or $6 grand, you can actually just get the center console for about half that. So you have the lift and everything. It's a nice setup.
And you add on to it.
And you can add on to it. Yeah, it's really nice. It's interesting setup. We have that now. That just came in yesterday. So if you are interested in something like that, come check it out. And then the only other thing that I have is keep in mind.
Jean says she can't hear me, which I never have. Anybody.
Talk to. I don't. Can we share that?
Usually I'm too loud.
Yeah.
The mic's right here.
Do you have to?
Oh, I have to bring it up.
Yeah, the mic, not
No, the mic itself. We gotta.
You have your V-neck is
So
so
B.
There you go.
Nice. Okay.
Is that better?
Anyway, so.
Okay, I'm going to put this back down and see if it makes a difference.
And like we've been saying, is there is a price increase coming on Brother machines. I
Is
believe
that
it's gonna,
better, Gene?
I believe it's going to be September 13th. So you got like another week to get in here and make an order if you're interested in a machine because prices are going to be going up. So I'm just throwing that out there. And that's pretty much, I think, all I have for
Thank
shop
you.
news. Did I forget anything? No. Anyway, like I said, check out the calendar on our website, 4pointsquilting.com, to see all the classes because I'm not going to bore you all with repeating that information. And so there's that. Now I'm going to turn the time over to you because according to the agenda, it's
quiz time.
quiz
But I have
time.
a question on the new machines.
Yes.
Because of course I was like, zzz. Next week I'm going to show that new app. By the way, up in school.
with a little,
I'll tell you, it's hard to find, but it's there.
with a little luck, we'll have the scanning cut in by then too.
Oh, good, good. Last week I talked about the app that allows you to communicate wirelessly to your luminaire, which we've been able to do within Brilliance. But now, Brother, basically what they did was they took, do you remember BES?
Yes, BS has lettering.
Yeah, okay, well, BES
Which some people
had a
think is
module
fantastic.
in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. Has a module in it that was their design database
Yeah.
app.
Mhm.
They basically have stripped that out of BES and said, here it is for free.
And that's the only reason that anybody ever got BES is for the wireless
And
connectivity.
and no dongle required.
Yeah.
And I really truly believe the reason they've done it is to keep up with the Joneses, like in Brilliance can do it for free. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to, I've been doing a comparison.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's coming.
For
That's
some
coming up.
people, one is gonna be better than the other. For me, I'm still gonna be in a Brilliance gal. But if
Well, that's coming up. That's like a foreshadowing of what we're doing.
yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to do it today, so
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
requiring a little bit more time than I thought, but it'll be fun.
Yes. So anyway, there's
Okay,
that.
so, but then, while I'm going down my little rabbit hole, I see the new Quilters Club machine.
Now you're gonna tell me we need to get the Quilters Club machines in.
Oh my God, they got rid of the mechanical thread your needle thing. You got a push your button thing.
Oh.
No, I'm serious. I'm like,
Why?
What do you mean they got rid of the mechanical?
Because-
right now you have to thread your needle by going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want that?
No, that's how it works. But the new one, you push the button.
No, that's
like
always
you
been
do
on
on the Luminaire.
That's always been on those because the new machines
They're not-
replaced the Dream Creator and the
Well, mine I
That's
have
a-
to go
because
cha-ching.
you have a 1350, yes.
Yeah, but it's the new. They also have the laser, not the laser, but the pointer thing.
Yeah, that's a step up from the 1350.
Oh,
Yeah, and
those are really nice.
they're nice.
I love the 1350. I love my.
Yeah, the problem you run into. Okay, here's a little sales pitch.
I like the 1352, but I like that needle threader.
Yes, the sales pitch I'm going to give you is yes, I can sell you one of those, a Dream Creator or the
It's
Essence.
not a Dream Creator.
No, it's not. They gave it a new name.
Quilters Club.
Yeah, I know the one.
1300? 1500? Now I gotta look it up. Sorry, guys.
Yes,
I should have
but-
written it down.
but-
yeah, I should have wrote it down.
But I'm just going to give you a quick. But the difference is you're going to get a lot of. Basically, what you're going to get with those bigger machines, you're going to get more throat space.
You dig it.
You get more throat space. There'll be a few more extras on
It
the
weighs
screen.
a little bit more.
Yeah, but the problem you're going to run into is that the price is about twice that of a 1350.
Oh, well, I'm not paying that much
That's
for
what I'm
my
saying.
needle
So,
threader.
and so once you're in that realm of money,
Yeah, I'm gonna-
why don't you just buy another machine?
A Luminaire.
Yeah,
A Luminaire that
Luminaire or a
talks to.
Stel, yeah, or
Can't
Stel,
wait for that scanning cut to
or
come
a
in so I
Stellaire.
can see if it
So
really
that's-
works.
I mean, that's why the Quilt Club machines are nice, but once you start getting into that budget, it
Okay,
starts.
that's too much money.
Yeah,
okay,
so
we're done.
so that
that's
may-
too
that-
much time. Let's do quiz time.
That's what makes me an awful salesman, because I talk you out of it.
Quiz time.
There we go.
Ready? Based
Well,
on,
we did have that one already.
based on last week's show. Brent,
Yeah,
last week's show.
last week's show. Like I'm supposed to
I
remember that far
actually
back.
finished what we did last week. See this?
Ooh,
See this?
yes.
Remember we were making that? Remember?
That looks way different than what we were doing last week.
It's the one we were making.
Is it the one that Lynn and Danny
Yes.
found so offensive?
Yes, it's actually in there if you look carefully. If you look really carefully, it's almost like an I Spy. I spy with my, this is, I spy with my little eye a snail. Anyway, this is the technique that Kirabella's pushing right now, but I was explaining how you could use it differently and use it in other appliques, and I actually thought it looked we did a pretty good job.
I like the way it looks. It looks fantastic.
Okay, what is the name of this technique? That's the quiz. What is the name of this technique?
Ooh.
What we created right here.
Yes,
What we
even
created.
I know the answer to this one.
Yeah, come on. Where's my music? I didn't hear it. I gotta do the show.
Shaking my hand like my watch.
All I gotta do is put it together. Oh my goodness. All right, peeps. This technique of taking several pieces of material, putting it together and making
Jean made a noble attempt at calling it embroidery.
Well, yeah, no, sorry, Jean, but that's good. No, but she's going for it. We took several pieces of material. They had fusible backing on them. We chopped them all up. We put them all together. And, yeah, oh, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
See, I'm not the only one that notices nails.
Well, I did it to match my turtle, actually.
Turtle.
Yeah.
Turtle.
But I only am for the show. Otherwise, no.
Oh, Jean just got it.
Yay!
Jean
It
wins.
is. Here we start
Yeah.
going off on the collage
The-
technique.
yes.
Congratulations,
The
Jean.
The college technique.
No, collage.
The college.
Collage.
Yes.
$10 GC
Yes.
to Jean. Good job, Jean. Woohoo is right. Woohoo. Good job. All right, so that was my quiz.
Okay, that was
Get
quiz.
that in.
So that brings us to
somebody
Quilt of-
paid attention to me.
This brings us to Quilt of the Week, which instead of
Oh.
having a picture this week, because Eddie said to me yesterday, what's Quilt of the Week? And then
Yeah.
I promptly replied to Eddie, well, it's only Wednesday.
We should have hung it out.
Yeah, but I didn't want to because everybody didn't want to make it.
What's wrong with that?
I don't have the fabric.
Well, they can improvise.
No, this is a gorgeous quilt. This is Quilt of the
Yes,
Week.
But,
Judy made this.
but what do you mean you don't have the, oh, there's some specialty fabrics.
Yeah, it's like.
You got it upside down. Turn it around, honey.
I'm
Ooh. This way, honey. It's got words.
I
The
said
word-
the word's got to be, yeah. And I should have sent Eddie the picture because it's going to be
I'm
easy.
going this way. You're going this
Well, yeah,
way.
see? We
I
have
wish
to,
we
okay, go to the other one.
Next time, that's beautiful.
I love the quilt pattern you used as well.
And the colors. Go to the other camera, Eddie.
That's really pretty.
That one, there we go.
She's
So
got
people can get the
a
full.
minky on the back, and look at this beautiful quilting. That's,
So that's-
that's really beautiful.
So that's Quilt of the Week right there.
Wow.
Judy did that, and she'll be excited.
Wow. It's
What's
very
the story?
pretty.
It's a gorgeous quilt.
It is.
And the
It
story is Eddie said, what's Quilt of the Week? And I'm like, it's not
Pick
Thursday.
it up so we can see the center.
Okay.
Because I like, it's a medallion quilt. I love medallions.
I need a whip sound.
Yeah, but what I really liked about it too is how you have the different panel pieces.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a neat way to also use a panel because a lot of times people want to put panels in the middle. But
I
here you did
love
the,
this.
she did the medallion,
piece-
and then you
yeah,
took
and
the
then-
parts of the panel as.
And went all the way around
Yeah.
it. It's beautiful.
It's a
And
gorgeous
well
quilt.
done. Very well done.
I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe this may be in a raffle at a church down in Brattleboro.
Ooh.
I'll get all the details if you're all interested.
And I did Minky on the back. Is that Minky?
That is Minky, yes.
Yeah. And beautiful quilt pattern. Just beautiful. Look at
Well,
this. I got to show it off. It's
Okay.
beautiful.
you want to zoom in there, Ed? Just so people can see the beautiful quilt pattern?
Yeah, who doesn't want a quilt
Look at
cuddle
that.
up underneath that? That looks gorgeous, Brent.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done.
All the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Team
Quilt of the
effort.
Week.
I'll be excited.
And
to
so
see
I got
what
it done
she's gonna
yesterday, so I
bind
thought,
it
well,
with.
instead of having the picture, we just hold it up for
She's
people.
going to like my binding kit tonight.
Well, she's just going to be excited. She's going to be Quilt of the Week, yay!
Yeah, that's beautiful.
But she might be at her lake house. so she might not watch it.
Congratulations, free
Quilted,
quilting.
yeah, quilted for free.
That's a good size one too. So
Yeah.
that's awesome, possum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
like it.
it's a beautiful quilt.
It is.
I want to know if you have the seeds.
I'm going to say no. We probably have something that'll match it, but we're not going to have those prints. None of those prints are here at the store. I want to say that's probably a kit from a few years ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Wilmington.
Oh, that's too bad.
But and that's why I didn't want to hang it up, because everybody would see it. Well, I want to make that quilt, and I don't have any of the fabric.
Well, yeah, but you have to,
It's Judy. Am I allowed to say last names?
no, we shouldn't, because she didn't know.
Oh yeah, she does beautiful stuff. Yeah, she's got some, a nice.
Awesome.
So
We're moving right along.
move right along to the turbo tip.
Turbo tip. This is cool. This is
Everything you show us is
no,
cool.
no. Sometimes I go, this is lame, but it's useful.
And then I'm like, that was cool.
This is something I did not.
Okay, so complete side tangent, talk about being lame. So I'm trying to sell one of my scooters online, and the guy's like, sends me a picture. I'll trade you my moped for your scooter, and I'm like, I have a hard enough time convincing Sarah that scooters aren't lame. There is no way I'm going to win that argument about mopeds.
Okay.
No, and the guy just laughed, and
Yep.
that was the end of that conversation.
All right. This is a tip for hooping. Now I'm going to show the tip on this heavy quilted material because the tip comes from Christine, the owner and designer of Amelia, and I'm not saying it right, she taught me how to say it, Amelia or something. It's really, I know I should have recorded it.
So this had a,
It's not Amelia, it's Amelia. Okay, well anyway, I took a class with her.
One day, years ago, when I was walking home from school as a kid, this dude drives up to me
Amelia.
because we lived down on Charlestown Road. This dude drives up to me and says, "Do you know where the Subaru garage is at?" I'm like, "The what?"
Subaru.
The Subaru, and I'm like, "What are you?"
Are you looking for sub?
The Subaru,
That's
and I'm like,
Subaru.
I had no idea. And then when I walked home, thought, "Oh, he meant Subaru." And then I was thinking about our English teacher trying to teach us about the proper accents and all that.
Yeah.
Subaru. It was,
Okay, we're back on task here.
So
okay?
I'm thinking
Back
Amelia
on
versus
task.
Amelia is the same thing.
Amelia.
Amelia.
Amelia. Anyway, I learned something new. See, you never
Yeah.
know enough. You never know enough. There's always more. If you've taken a
You're making
past,
Eddie's editing process harder.
if you-
Yeah, you are. Make it come on with camera.
I don't know.
We overhead or
If you've taken a class from me before with a hoop, you know that I'm a proponent of using double-sided tape on my hoop. I put overhead, please. I put double-sided tape along the edges of my hoop, and I mean the cheesy double-sided tape, then stick it to the fabric so that when I pick it up to go put it in my hoop, my fabric stays. Doesn't get cucky. It stays. Well, I'm going to put it up on steroids for you, ladies.
Uh-oh.
This is even better. This is going to blow my mind. This product right here, double-sided basting tape. Now, this is not, you can't just use anybody's basting tape. This stuff is extra sticky basting tape.
Okay.
Come on, Brent, you come over here and do this for me. You're going to cut, and you're going to place, this is 1/2 inch wide. You're going to put a strip here, a strip here, a strip here, and a strip there. You know, about this big.
Okay.
And by the way, it comes off easily with alcohol wipes, or I don't know where our camera is. Oh, it's not on me. Okay, don't have to worry. Yep, you see, put it down there. Then you're going to do the rubby-dub-dub,
Little rubber-dub-dub.
and you're going to pull it off.
Rubber-dub-dub.
Yep. This is even
Rub-a-dub-dub.
better than the other double-sided tape. It holds the quilt sandwich.
Rubber-dub. Rubber-dub.
Which, of course, I use magnetic hoops when I'm doing a quilt sandwich. But,
If you really want some double-sided tape that holds anything,
Well,
3M makes a product
they
called
do.
VH something another.
the big red stuff,
Yep, because it
Yeah.
held a solar panel on a makeshift
it
camper
does.
all the way across
There's
the
a big-
country.
that will work too. However, it doesn't come off as
Oh, it
easily.
won't come off for
No, you need to
anybody's.
undo. You need
Oh,
to,
undo?
you know, every once in a while you want to clean your hoop and get rid of the cup.
Really?
Well, I do.
Oh my God.
Should we give him a pen?
Is there a trick to peeling this off?
No. Do we have one? I should have a pokey poo.
Oh, that one, okay.
Or a pair of scissors. Just something to get here. Coming to the rescue. There we go. There we go.
How does the pin work?
Well, it just helps you get the edge.
Oh, you don't want to take everything up?
Nope, you just want the. Well, ladies, it usually takes less time than this. But Brent's got big fingers.
Isn't there a song about that?
I don't know, probably.
I believe it's A Blister in the Sun. Big hands, I know you're the one.
See the pin. And this you don't do every time you hoop it. This will last for a couple hoopings.
Okay, yeah, that's
So
what I asked.
you're not going to have to do this every time.
Okay.
It lasts for a couple hoopings, but the trick is that and let's say you have to line something up too, right? Oh gosh. Let's say you have to line something up, right?
Yeah.
You don't want it to move after like you've got your crosshairs thingies. That's
Yeah.
another good use. Like I'm going to line it up with these guys. Now once I stick it down, I'm stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy? And then when I put it in the hoop, and do this even if it's not quilting, okay? But when I put it in the hoop, watch how that stays. It doesn't. You know how sometimes you get bubbles afterwards? Put this in the hoop. That's why I use magnetic hoop.
You could open it a little bit more.
Well, then it comes apart.
Okay.
I don't want it to come apart. You put it in. I don't have any hand strength. That's why I use magnetic
Because of your kitten
hoops.
wrists.
I know. Well, it's because of my fingers. I don't have fingers.
That was easy.
But see, you know how sometimes after you put it in, you try to tug it?
Yep.
And then if you have a quilted sandwich and you do that, it pops out of your hoop.
Yep.
There's no tugging required.
Oh.
And look, it's still lined up. Do you see this? It's still lined up.
Everything is lined up by where you left it.
Isn't that
So just a little bit of
awesome?
a little double-sided tape. So you can use it for everything.
Almost. Watch this. Let's say you have a hoop like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can get double-sided tape there, and I can get double-sided tape there, but I'm not going to get very much here and there, am I? Because I got all these little holes,
Okay, yeah.
right? This blew my mind. All you got to do is fill those holes with a little putty called instant tacky or something similar.
Oh, the stuff that they would use to hang stuff
To
up.
hang stuff with. Go ahead.
What am I doing?
Just fill the holes from here to there. Just fill some holes. And you don't have to take this off once you fill it.
You just cram it in there and call it
Yeah,
good?
what you're doing is you're creating a place for your sticky tape just to sit.
Well, could
so
you use this instead of sticky tape? Because it's got a little bit of stickiness
It's not
to it.
sticky enough.
Ah.
It's not sticky enough. Mostly what you're doing is you're filling your hoop up. Because there's a lot of hoops that have these stupid holes. And then you don't have room for your tape. Okay, I'm not going to go too crazy. And then you
I
just
see.
leave this stuff in there. You just leave it. What? Oh, okay. But it's the idea. Now, with the tape. Now you'll see that you've got more room to lay that tape all the way
So we're going
around.
to put tape right there.
Yeah, right on top of that. Isn't that cool?
That's a nice trick. We'll put some there just for the sake of our...
I always use tape on my hoops. Now I won't take this stuff. I won't take this stuff off. I'll leave that there.
I have no idea.
I was thinking that Seinfeld episode where Kramer was going to be a hand
And
model.
someone asked me if you could use Play-Doh. I would think Play-Doh would dry and then not work.
Well, not only that, it might dry out, and then it might be harder to take out too once it dries.
Yeah, I don't know. Of course, there is some clay.
Are we taking the stickiness off there,
Yep.
or are we just
No,
demoing?
no, I want to show you how good it
Okay.
works.
It's
Look
gooder.
at this, people. It's in the hoop, but it's still lined up. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was easy. Did you see how easy it was to line that up?
I'm just giving you a hard time.
What's that? Well, there, something new. And look it. It's still very sticky. Pass this to, I want you to see how sticky that still is. because you use the other tape.
No,
Oh,
I use that.
oh, you use this tape? Oh, you stinker.
I'm sorry,
Why didn't you tell me about this
it's
tape?
forever and a day ago. I
Oh.
learned everything on YouTube. Like, people are watching you, learning from YouTube.
That's kind of meta because that's what you did.
I know.
And now you're
Okay,
here,
so
passing it forward.
So are we overhead? So now what we've done, we because we didn't have before, we only had a narrow space for our tape, so we weren't going to get the full ½ inch. Now we've got a bigger spot for the tape because we filled it with our tacky. So now when I go to hoop it, I have, look,
Nice.
isn't that crazy?
It's a nice.
I thought it was.
It's-
I never because I always went, I don't have enough places to put my tape. And then you fill it with this and you do.
I've never gotten up in the morning and said I don't have enough places to put my tape.
Okay, well, that's an
That's
issue
what
I
she
have.
said.
Anyway, that's my tip. Double-sided tape this stuff by.
Yeah, I like
I
that
lost
idea,
my
though, that-
pack. It's just is very sticky, extremely
Yeah, and the-
sticky. But when you want to get it off, it comes off.
The wacky tacky stuff though was a nice tip for filling in.
Instant tacky.
Oh yeah, a
Yeah, I
wacky
didn't
that
know
would
that
have.
one.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
actually kind of
either.
cool. Yeah,
I didn't either. And I thought that was pretty cool.
that's
And here's the other stuff, Nancy Zeman double basting tape. And other double-sided tapes do work, but that stuff really works.
all right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do-do-do-do. Is that your turbo tip?
That was it. Boy, that was exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was. I didn't even know about it.
Oh my gosh. All right, that's my turbo
And
tip.
now-
Workbench! Let me
Workbench.
clean up your mess here. for
And
you.
workbench is about as exciting. Is not very exciting. We're not tearing machines apart today. Instead, well, I was gonna, but then I was like, you know
I
what?
like tearing
There's some
machines
basic
apart.
stuff. Because I was
Okay.
thinking back to my days of yore.
My days of-
Oh yeah. Did you know that I was at one
yore?
point in the Army Reserves as a mechanic, so I was taught by the military how to troubleshoot.
Oh,
And you know what the first rule of troubleshooting is?
nope, but I lost it.
Oh, and this sergeant used to yell at you.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah, that's exactly
Yes.
what you
No,
do.
the first rule of troubleshooting, which is very interesting, is confirm the problem. And I thought that this would be I just wanted to kind of get into that real quick. as we talk-
Confirm that it is a problem, or confirm
Ver-
the
ver-
problem?
ver-
I have a problem.
Yeah.
I need a cutter and a ruler.
You got-
A little one, please.
But verifying the problem is very important when it comes to troubleshooting. And we see this a lot, and Eddie can attest to this. We'll have people bring in a machine to the shop and say, it's doing X, Y, or Z. First thing we do is we throw it on the bench and make sure it's acting like they say it does. And I would say half the time it doesn't.
That's
Be-
because it's here.
That's because it's here. That's correct. And so I just wanted to kind of get into a few quick troubleshooting things to do before you throw your hands up and bring your machine into us.
You know what my sister and my mother-in-law do?
They call you.
They call me. And I go, blah, 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 and they go,
And that's
it's working fine now.
yes. And that brings me to
Like
two
I
things. There's a few things you can do real quick to make sure it's going to work. But another thing that's very important, especially if you're going to bring it in to get it serviced and you're having issues, is not only verify the problem, but see if you can consistently reproduce it. Because if you're having a problem, if you can consistently reproduce it, that makes our job as techs a whole lot easier, because you just come and say, it's going to do X, Y, or Z when I do A, B, or C. So we will
Okay.
know that by doing A, B, or C, we will see the problem, and then we can troubleshoot the problem.
Okay.
There's a few things you can do really quick before you're like, oh my gosh, my machine's broke. Because I worked IT for years, and you have those people in the office that the first thing they do if the computer doesn't do what they want it to is they give you a call. My computer's broken, and then you go look at it, and it's like, well, you didn't turn it on. I mean, it's.
For real?
It,
No.
oh yeah,
Oh, Lord.
because they didn't turn their monitor on one morning. They turned the
Oh.
tower on, but they didn't
Oh.
turn the monitor on.
Yeah.
Have you tried
yeah,
turning it off and on again?
Yep.
Yeah.
So a couple quick things you can do to troubleshoot is always rethread the top. I mean, I think everybody knows this, but it's one of those things I'm going to ask you to do when you call me up and say, did you try rethreading it? And that's the top and the bottom. Pull your physically take your bobbin out of the machine and put it back in the machine. That's a quick, easy, just that I will say solve 9 out of 10 problems. Okay, maybe not, but it's a place to start. The other thing, now, if the problem persists after that, another quick thing to try is try a different spool of thread. I know a lot of people don't do this. They just assume, oh, machine's gone. I rethreaded it. It's not working. Sometimes it's the thread. even if you've been using that same thread for 3 or 4 projects, you might have come to a bad spot on the spool, which I know sounds weird, but it happens. But try a different thread to see if the problem goes away. That would be the other one.
This is the order you would do it in?
This is the order I would do it in. Unless I can look at it and see that tension's off.
Becky, how would you do it?
I would change my needle before I fiddled and diddled with a new spool of thread.
But what if you pull it
I still would change my
And
needle
that's a fantastic.
first, because they come in bad.
Yes, that's a fair point. Honestly, I skipped over that because
Blah, blah, blah.
no, because no. By the time it gets to us, we're usually looking at a mechanical problem,
Yeah.
and a lot of times with the needle, it's going to be a stitch quality issue. It's not necessarily going to manifest itself as a mechanical problem, except when you're getting shredded thread, which can happen with a bad needle.
Or the bobbin, and because we changed the top, we rethreaded it both directions, I'm thinking I'm going to change my needle too, because it's in that path.
Yeah, it's fair. Change the needle.
No.
Yeah, and that's a very good point, because a bent needle is often a problem, and it can be bent ever so slightly that you're not going to catch it. But
Or
those
they haven't put it in all the way. That's another
yeah,
good one.
and the other, and this all relates. And I was going to say this is going to be most of your problems with them is your thread path. Thread path is a reference to where your thread is going, and so if all of that doesn't fix it, the next thing to do is just check that there's no. One of the things I have seen on some machines is there'll be like a piece of plastic that'll have like a notch in it where the thread, because like a polyester thread over time will actually cut holes or cut grooves in plastic. And I have seen that you can find, there's actually a few specific models I see this with that'll actually go through, take an emery board and file plastic down, because it will cut holes and it'll cut a groove in the plastic, and then you'll start shredding thread because it's grabbing your thread. So always check your thread path. Make sure that that's clear and you're not running into anything. And this is very important, because I had one lady that would bring her machine in. It keeps shredding thread, I'm having all these problems, and then I would fire it up, no issues. And so finally I said, let me come to your house and see what's going on. Well, it turns out at home she had a spool stand behind her machine that would get caught on a lamp post when she was sewing, because it would come off and the loop would just catch on a lamp, and then it just enough to throw the tension off. And once I saw that, I just moved the spool stand about 3 inches to the left.
And
everything
all was
went away.
good. All was
But
good.
that machine had.
yeah.
But that
at
machine had come in probably 3 times for that same problem, and every time we'd throw it up. First thing we do, verify the problem, no issues, sprinkle it with holy water, brush it out, and send it home. I mean, that's, and then she'd come back in next week, same thing.
Oh,
So finally, I
man.
just made the trip out, and so there is some environmental things to look out for. So thread path is another big one.
Also different machines. Do they go under or over?
Because I know brother likes a certain way.
You're talking about the
The
thread?
thread,
The spool of
the
thread?
spool of thread. That's one of those online debates that depending. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
When in doubt, so
Use a comb.
Yeah.
I like standing up my thread.
Yeah, that's actually
Just
one
a
of the
better-
troubleshoot. That's
better,
one of the
easier
things
way
that
to
we'll
do it.
always do is if we, especially on older machines, you know, where the pin on top that pulls it out.
Yeah.
First thing we're going to do is throw it on a cone stand, and that eliminates a lot of problems. That is a huge issue. That if you don't have a cone stand, if nothing, get a cone stand. That will clear up a lot of issues, especially on older machines. But like I said, the big thing, like I said, I want to talk about workbench tonight was really the thread path idea. Make sure that whatever path that thread is taking from the spool to your needle is clear and it's not obstructed by anything or catching on anything. And keep in mind, like I said, the case with the cone stand is when you get going fast, there's loops that'll fly off of there. So if you have something next to that stand, you might be catching it accidentally. And then the other big thing, while we're talking about it, is the plastics on your spools. I've actually sold a machine once because a woman came in and said, this machine is garbage, I want a new one. And I just took one look at her spool and said, it's your spool of thread, because you can see the cracks on the back end. And she's like, I don't care, I want a new machine. And I'm like,
All
if that's
right,
the
yeah,
excuse you
yeah.
need, I'll sell you
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, the
But that is actually one of the things that Coates and Clark thread. I'm not going to say that it's bad thread. It works. The issue that I've always found with Coates and Clark is actually the spools that it's on, because I don't know if it's quality, especially as you get lower, there's burrs and stuff that it gets caught on as it comes off. It might have changed in the last few years, but That is the biggest issue I have with of a specific thread. It's going to be Coates and Clark's dual duty. It's not bad thread. It's I'm not going to it's serviceable thread, I'll say. It's the spool that it's on will give you lots of headaches. So that's why I say one of the things you should try is swapping out your thread, because sometimes it's not the thread, it could be just the spool itself. So that's the workbench for tonight, just some
Well,
quick.
I have something to add to that because, like I said, the people who call me, they have the electronic machines, and they'll get it tied up in an issue, and we'll try that, and it still doesn't work, and I'll say, shut her down,
Yes.
shut it down.
Yes.
But don't turn it on immediately. I have this 30-second rule. Wait 30 seconds,
And I
then turn it back on, and
Have you tried turning it off
miraculously-
and on again?
Not off and on. I
And
want
there-
it off, and I want it off for a
and there's
little while.
and there's
Like
a
your internet.
yeah, there's a reason for that. On most electronics, you do have capacitors that are holding a charge.
Yes.
And by waiting 30 seconds or so, it
Probably.
allows it to dissipate, and you get a full reset of everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you off and on too quick, you may actually you really have it
right
broken
where you were.
right where you're
you
at.
were.
So there is some reasoning to that logic that some people are like, why wait? But there's a reason they tell you to wait, is because to discharge, especially on anything electronic, wait that 30 seconds. That goes for not just these machines, a lot of your electronic devices.
Yeah,
Give it a second
but
to actually
definitely
reset.
Because I've had people, it's not fun seeing my hoop, and it's not this, and it's not that, and you troubleshoot it so far, and then
Mm-hmm.
he goes, shut it off. Just shut it off.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, it
Yep.
comes back on, and everything's
Yep.
good to go. I don't know why.
And
But it
I
works.
hate to say this, but I'm seeing it as the more advanced machines get. Like you see this more on a
Well,
Luminaire.
they're
You're seeing it more on a
computerized.
Luminaire than you would see this on a Dream machine. But
Well, no, this was a dream machine.
I see more
So.
bugs, but that might
Anyway.
also have to do with
Anyway.
the longevity of them. But anyway,
Hey.
yes, turn it off and turn it back on is another one. But I was going to talk about thread path, but turning it off, turning it back on is another one. That's the workbench. I know you all like when I tear into things, but
Yeah, I do.
next week we'll tear into something. I have an idea for next week.
For tearing? You've been
Yeah,
tearing?
we'll tear into something next week
I
because
didn't even bring scissors. I'm so bad. Hey, I discovered something new on the Luminaire that I didn't even know was there.
What's that?
Well, I know in the last update that we did that they told us there was some more patterns that were coming in. But I didn't realize there's 2 edge-to-edge patterns built into the Luminaire that use the big hoop.
Oh,
Did you know that?
I did not know they
I
had.
want to show people where they are because I went, holy tamale!
I did not know that they
This
had.
is one of them. I don't know if you can catch this on. I was so excited because they're beautiful. Go into embroidery for. I don't know if this will show up. I tried to do it in blue. I was trying to get it where, however, it was going to be able to be seen. I didn't know if up there was. Can you see it? No. We'll see it better on the machine. It's beautiful. It's beautifully done. It's stitched out like butter. I mean, gorgeous. Do you see that? Isn't that pretty? And guess what else? There's borders to match it. There's corners to match it. And it's built in. Go to embroidery, Brent. I want to show you guys
Is
where to
this-
find it.
Is this one on, or are we getting a?
I found so many things. I don't spend enough time going through my little pictures. And I was amazed to find 2 edge to edges in our machines. And one of them is super cute. If we do that class on a place for everything,
There we go. Is that
it's a
coming up now?
sewing motif one.
Is there nothing coming up over there? Oh, there we go.
Okay, so let's go into embroidery mode, Brent, because we're going to go there eventually
Yeah. Is
anyway.
the,
I wanted to show you how I quilted this up for today's thing. I mean, I'm just amazed at how beautiful it was.
Okay, so embroidery.
And big. Look how big it is.
See my
You're going to be
hands?
quilting those quilts in no time with that big hoop.
All right.
Okay, so now go into number 1, which is built-in machine designs. And scroll over on the top. Scroll over till you get all the way to the lemons. Because the lemons were new.
The lemons are new.
They are new. But now, go down. Not that the lemons aren't pretty and the strawberries are pretty, but look at, oh, you went by some of them. There's actually a hexagon, a whole tablecloth in there. They give you all the hexes. They give you the hexagon. Look at those. Those, see the last two, Brent?
Yep. So
Those are edge to edge. Bring them up so we can see them.
Okay. How's the focus on that, Eddie? Do I need to adjust it, or are we good?
There it is. Look at that. That's the one I just showed you. That's filling your big frame.
Yeah, because that's, oh yeah, that is
Isn't
the,
that something?
wow, yeah.
And I didn't even know it was there. And then the next one beside it, which I think is really cute if we do those bags, a place for everything. Look at that. It says sewing motif.
Yeah.
Is that showing up okay? Those are built into our machine.
Nice, see? So more reason to get yourself a new luminaire if you don't have one.
And look at how big it is. You'd be doing a
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at the
And-
size over here. It's 15 by,
yeah, and
14
then
3/4 homes by
also
10.
if you scroll up, you'll see the hexagon and the hexagon table topper ones, and then there's actually feathered ones for you. See, that's for hexagon.
Yep.
Isn't that something?
Oh, and then there's the.
Those are all built in.
the
That's
borders,
the
yeah.
borders for the hexagon. They're all built into your machine.
Because I was just going to ask, why are the hexagons so small at 9 by 8? But then I'm realizing it
fit
fit
the-
right in between there.
Yep. And I think if you go up just a little bit more, you're going to see the borders, the feathers for the borders.
Yep.
I can put my glasses on.
So you've got
There
the
they
whole-
are.
yeah.
Look,
You've got the whole
guys.
thing, yeah.
Look at those beautiful feathers. Well, that wasn't the beautiful feather, but
Okay, I'll put
that's
the-
half a block, though.
There's some feathers there.
See, look at those feathers for a border.
Nice.
And there's a corner. There's corner feathers, too. If you're doing a corner. Look at that.
Nice.
In our machine. I feel bad I didn't know, but anyway.
Yeah,
I used it to quilt this
You don't make
whole.
me feel like I should be playing with stuff more so I can find
This
all this
is
stuff.
like, this is going to be a placemat when I'm done.
Nice.
Wait, so that's on the luminaire too?
Yes, it came with the Luminaire 2 upgrade.
Well, not the upgrade, no, the update.
When the update,
The
when
update, yes. That's
when
just something that's in there.
when we updated our machines.
I'm not sure. I might be there without the upgrade. I don't know because it came through as an update.
It's an update.
The difference between an update and an upgrade is the upgrades you pay for, the updates come free from Brother. You just have to, on these, if you're hooked to the
Yeah.
internet, it just downloads them and you go.
Yeah.
In
Update.
fact.
It was an update. I updated it to 3.51, and I
But-
think I need to go up to 3.6.
Yeah, because it's actually.
Because there's a
yeah,
new
there's
one out there because of the
But we're,
scan and cut.
yeah, but we're not going to do that right now.
No, we're not. We're not. But that's to show
Yeah.
people how to update their
Yeah.
machines. But anyway, so I thought that was sort of a sideshow. But here's my other new goodie. This thread. Where am I? I don't know.
Anywhere
In
but
a
here.
bar.
Anywhere but
In
here.
a bar. This thread, and there's more than one kind of fusible thread. This one I got happened to be from Superior, but I know
I think Wonderful makes one.
Wonderful makes one as well.
Yeah.
And so does Gouda.
Everybody probably makes it.
No, there are only a few out there.
Okay.
But this is fusible thread. Now they claim you can use it in your bobbin and in the top. And I tried it. Bobbin works beautifully. In the top, it's almost like a dental floss. See that? I don't know if you can. It's like a dental floss. So if you're going to use it in the top of your machine, you got to put like a 14 needle in there. And Becky doesn't use 14 needles. in
I don't know
sewing
why.
jeans.
14s are the greatest needle ever
I
made.
know you like them, but I don't. So I did not like it in the top, but I'll tell you what I tried it for, is when it was time to do a placement stitch on an applique, I said, hey, maybe I'll use my fusible thread. Because you know how I like to take my glue out. I said, then I won't have to take my glue out.
No, is it heat set fusible?
You watch, we're going to do it.
Okay.
We're going to do it. We are going to put it in our
Is there
bobbin.
is there any warnings on it? Because I know that Superior's water-soluble thread says you can't use it for swimwear for some reason. You think I'm joking? It says it on the package, and I'm
Put
thinking
this
to
in your bobbin there, Pumpy. Now, I brought you black thread, but we can use white so everybody can see it easier. You all know when I did my month-long binding videos, I was a proponent of gluing my binding.
Now you're
This
gonna
is
say
now my new favorite.
you're gonna
This
like
is a game changer.
fusible your.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm curious now.
Unbelievable. Where do you? Not for everything, but when it comes to binding, Yeah, and I'll tell you some other uses for it too, but this just blows my mind. Now, I didn't get fancy with my binding, okay? But Brent, what I want you to do.
You didn't get fancy with your binding. That looks pretty fancy to me.
Yeah, that looks above my pay grade. Breathe again.
I'm gonna do it the way, I don't know, Brent, does Brenda like to start from the back or the front? I can never
I can't remember. She's back and rolls it to
And
the
she
front.
goes to the front?
Yeah.
That's not how I do it. I do the front and I roll to the back.
I do the same thing.
All right, I'm sorry, Brenda. I love you, but, okay, Brent.
But I'm not saying it's wrong because her bindings come out fantastic.
Yeah, well, I know,
Yeah.
Yep. What you're gonna do, you got a 1/4" foot on there,
There's
right?
Yep.
And you've got the fusible thread just in the bobbin, not in the top. Where do you, I'm gonna show you some stuff that
I'm
this is.
excited.
Blow your
Yeah,
mind.
hurry up. Let's
Okay,
do it. I wanna
you
see
are
it.
we're not gonna get too fancy, but Brent, I did make you some lines for when you go to do your mitered corners, right? But
Yep.
I'm not gonna boss you too much about the mitered corners, because I can rip this
Am
out
I-
real easy. I'm
am
gonna
I-
show you how easy it is
Am I
to take
miter? Am I
out.
going all the way around, like miter corners and everything?
Yeah,
Okay.
give us a little overlap, yeah.
You go with the circus stuff.
Well, yeah, and he's not doing binding the way I do it. He's doing the most often done binding, the double fold. But notice I did not press a fold.
Yeah.
That's something you and Brenda taught me. Do not press your folds when you do your binding.
Yeah. That's something.
Just fold it in half.
Yes,
Yeah,
because if you press it, the fold is not in the right spot
It's
because
not
it's right
exactly
in.
the right spot
because
you
it's
get
right in the
thickness
middle.
of the quilt.
Yeah.
When you go to take it around the corner, you now have that thickness in the quilt that's not accommodated by the crease you just put in, because you press it straight in half, and it's not really at the halfway point. It's like 1/8 of an inch over the halfway point. So by not pressing it in half, you'll find it much easier to turn to the other side. This is a test to remember our video on binding. I never do, because I do it differently than this, but
Do what?
it's mighty corner. He's got it.
Do you know how many bindings I put on?
He's got it. He's got it. This isn't how to miter a corner. We're going to show you the magic of how easy this makes putting the binding on. Whether you're going to machine stitch it or hand stitch it, this technique is super awesome.
Back before I was famous, I did a lot of sewing, and for some reason I always ended up putting bindings on. And it used to drive Mom nuts because my miters weren't up to Mom standards, so they wouldn't get like the perfect 45.
Yeah, well, we're not going to judge you on that tonight, because I'm just, well, I'm going to show you how easy it is to take this out if there's a mistake. You don't even need a seam ripper. I've got you thinking that, don't I?
I'm confused because it's
I know! Where do you see this? Was so cool!
I'm almost done.
He's on
I'm
the
on-
third
I'm
side.
I'm on the side.
I
Yeah.
know, but I want to know the thing.
Anticipation.
If you want to know the answer, buy the book.
There isn't a book.
I know. So you're never going to get the answers.
Another place, I'll chat while you're finishing this up. Another place where I found this an interesting use is, let's say you're machine appliquing. You're not embroidering. You're doing it on a regular sewing machine. You've got your little piece and you cut it out. And now in the olden days, we stick it on. I don't like double-sided adhesives with applique. I don't like it because it makes your fabric stiffer, and the applique doesn't puff up with the rest of your quilt. It looks glued down. It drives me crazy. I want it to be puffy. So I don't want a fusible all the way through it. If you take your pattern before you cut it out, this is the easiest time to do it. Use this fusible stuff in your bobbin, stitch around your applique, then use that to, I don't care, use black, red, something you can see, then cut your applique out, and then I'm going to show you how you can fuse it without pins, and it only fuses around the little edges, and the black thread just comes You a doubter.
No, I'm trying to figure out what you just said.
Oh, I should have brought an applique. Want to get me a scrap?
No, I wanna know, okay, explain it again. So I would put it in my box.
This, yeah, I did not like this in the top.
Okay.
I didn't like it in the top. If you want to use a size 14 needle, go for it. I didn't
So
like it.
whatever is touching it is gonna be fused to it. It's not gonna go away. It's gonna be fused.
Whatever's touching.
So how would you, so you have to.
Can they hear? Can y'all hear poor Danny over here? Or is
She's
anybody?
confused. Why would you applique?
Yeah.
Why would you sew your applique then?
You sewing.
I'm sewing to get the
You're showing the
fusible.
shape, and then you're gonna sew.
I'm sewing the shape to get the fusible just on
the
the
edges.
edges of the shape.
So you would do it twice?
No, you-
Yeah, after I use it instead of pins to put it down. Now I'm ironing it on.
All
and
right.
it's
Did you want me to?
sticking.
I'm not connecting this, right?
Well, we don't have to.
Well, I mean, I
would-
could, but I don't have
would,
my
but
easy
I can-
angle and all the other stuff. And
Well, no, I just made you an easy, but it does right. Okay, watch this. Oop, do I have my ironing board in here? Yes. This is where the magic begins. Now pretend he went all the way around and we have it connected here, okay?
yeah, I mean,
We'll pretend. Now, when I
you gotta
prep,
go up a little so they can see you.
oh man, I'm terrible at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm on the back side, right? And
Yeah.
I'm taking this and I'm folding it over,
Yeah.
right? And then I'm taking my iron.
You're just gonna iron it on, and because I have this fusible, and it's gonna stick to it.
Mhm.
Now, keep in mind if you do this with polyester batting,
I'm gonna use this polyester batting.
I'm just saying,
You
not
gotta
that I,
iron your, you
I
gotta
ha- I-
iron
I-
it anyway. Look at that, guys.
that's one of those lessons I learned the hard way. Don't iron a quilt with polyester batting in it.
Now, what I really love about this is even all the way up to my corners, I have glue. Just because you used a fusible thread. I am literally gluing my binding. It's perfect. Look at Brent.
It's actually a very,
Brent, come on.
I'm impressed, I like it.
I like it too because some people will get to that point and use glue or.
That's what I used to do.
Or that sticky.
Or the sticky.
Like you
And you
just
can
use.
sew right through this with a needle and thread if you still want to hand do it.
Yep.
And it will stay on here for a good length of time. It's not like my glue technique.
Yeah.
It's a little fragile,
Yeah.
you know? This is not fragile. It really works. I'm going to show you something
Now,
else. in
now
a
you're
minute,
using the
though.
Superior brand.
I
Is-
am.
Is there, have you tried the other brands to see if there's a difference in its durability?
I have not.
Okay.
This is the only one I can
So if you're
get.
watching this out there and if there's a
Would you like to get some
comment in the
Wonder-
video
You
book.
want to get some Wonder, with the Wonder Fill?
Oh yeah, I'll get some in.
Because I would have used it, but I didn't want you to bring
I
it
was trying to
in
get
until I
people
knew I liked.
I was trying to get people to comment on our video by saying, comment below if you've had experience with other types of,
Oh.
Usable.
that's what
Hey,
they do
don't
on
forget to
YouTube.
hit thumbs up, people.
That's what they do
Now,
on the
here's
ones
what
I
I
watch.
like
anyway.
really, now, we know Brent did the corners, so we're not gonna look at the front too bad, okay? But look how easy it is for me to go all the way up.
And
Look
there's
at
a
how
question, there's,
easy-
steam's not required for this, correct?
No.
It's a heat set fuse?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have problems, I don't use steam for anything. If I thought I was gonna have problems, I would just take my Mr. bottle. But you can see, and I'm not using a big iron, otherwise it would be faster. But I'm basically pulling it, look at this corner. Look at that corner with no effort.
Got a big iron on it.
So what you're saying right now is if Brent had messed up on the sewing, he could just pull that one black thread out.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna pretend he did, and we have to get rid of it, okay?
What
But
did I mess
look
up?
Look at the corners, how the glue, because the glue is all the way up in there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
how
they
are you
stay-
keeping the miter down?
It's
Because
got
it-
glue.
It's got the,
There's glue inside where he sewed on the glue.
Okay, but
so the only place it's not
it's
gonna have,
overlapping.
Yeah.
Just on the miter part, but right up to it on both sides is gonna be
There's glue.
tacked down really good.
If I were really careful, I would have mitered this better. I would have mitered it like that there.
But you can blame it on how it was attached.
So there, look at,
That looks really good.
Wow.
oops, whoops.
You changed everything for Brent.
Isn't that
Well,
something?
doesn't it make it look like my sewing is fantastic?
It does.
Isn't that
Yeah.
something?
I'm pretty
And it's
sure-
there.
Wait, go back to here.
Well, it's not my miter, but it's pretty good.
Oh, come on.
This one's better.
It's pretty good for a fat guy in a quilt shop.
And the back looks good. The back looks good. Look at the back.
It does, I agree, I like it.
And it's there, and there's no pins, there's no clips, and
Free the pen!
if I
I was
had,
just gonna say, there's
if
a
I
lot
had
of things that look
gone,
better from the back.
if I had gone all the way around, you know,
That's what
you
she
would
said.
have literally just been gluing, and then you would be either hand sewing it or putting it back on and doing whatever you do. Now, Deanna, you had a question about, okay, now you want to take it off.
Yeah, I made a boo-boo. I put the wrong binding on, I gotta redo it.
That's not gonna gum up your iron.
Not this iron.
Are you melting it now it's gonna pull off?
So if you just do it extra long in the mouth?
No, it's not extra long.
Well, because the idea behind Fusible is melting two things together, but now there's nothing for it to melt to.
Wow, okay, I'm sold.
Nice.
I'm sold.
Feel it, no sticky, no nothing.
That's interesting.
Look at my iron.
Well, make sure you have that kind of iron, Teflon.
Look at my beautiful iron. If you didn't have this kind of iron, you could have put a Teflon sheet over it.
Yeah.
But you literally saw the glue melt away.
Yeah.
And then the thread has nothing attached
So
to
it
it,
just pulls
so
it
it
off.
just pulls away. So that begs the question, I've got stripes to match.
Why would you want to match stripes?
What?
Where's your top one?
It's in the machine.
No, I mean, from that, isn't
I
Oh,
there?
it's still
took
on
it out.
there.
Oh, I took it out, I just have to cut it. It's right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's right here. See?
It disappeared because it's magic.
Is that's all that's left though. So you can see how like if you're doing an applique and this showed, you just pull it off after. Because once the glue melts, this isn't attached to anything. I think it's magical. Okay, but now let's say,
I would say yes. You probably could get away without additional stitching. I don't know the
I
longe-
would not
I don't know
do
the,
that.
the
I
longevity
would not
would
do
be.
that. I would, even on a wall hanging, John, John's question was, you know, hey, if it's in there, why do I have to go any further? There's actually people online that have said that's it. They leave it. But I'm
thinking I'd be one of those, but
yeah, you probably would be.
For a wall hanging,
I have not, John, try it, let us know.
well, I'm thinking on a wall hanging. If it's gonna get
I-
laundered, I would worry about it.
I am going to stitch mine down.
But worst case scenario, you just have to go back and fix it later.
I just think it's fabulous. But now, here's another thing that I was doing Nebula, and there's a lot of matching in Nebula, as there is in a lot of other places. Funky points, or and need a good design where you get to match all those satin seams up together. And you know, I'll just take my glue gun out, well, not my glue gun, but my little glue, and I match it up that way, right? Watch this. Oh, I think we have scissors. Wait, I gotta cut it. That'll work. Tell me this isn't cool. You might want to change your bobbin, because you're not gonna want fusible in the bobbin to show how this works. This is a piece of the fusible thread. It literally looks like dental floss.
It does. Does it taste like dental floss?
I'm not gonna eat it.
I took the other story, so my kids.
So now I'm trying to line these stripes up absolutely perfect. Now you all know that even if you pin them, it doesn't always work, because when it feeds through the machine, things happen. When you're trying to line up a specific point in a triangle or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think you got it, goes through the machine and you don't have it. So what I've been doing is basting first, going, oh, I like it, then sewing it permanently. Well, I could baste it with my fusible thread, like it, then sew my seam. When you iron the fusible, it goes away. But then, because I'm a glue lady. I said, what if I put my fusible thread down there and I use it to line up my stripes? Right like this.
You don't even need to sew it, you're just gonna...
No, I'm gonna sew it.
No, I'm saying you don't need to baste it first, you can just glue it and then go.
That's a pretty good trick. I like that.
I like that trick.
I like that.
Sew that seam and see how good we did it.
Well, the seam itself probably isn't that good.
I'm sure it is. I'm convinced it
Are you
is.
convinced it is?
I am.
If we say it, it'll be so.
Now, he doesn't have fusible in the bobbin, guys, okay, so I can press it. You don't want to, let's see, oh my God, Brent. You know when I needed this? When I was putting the zipper in the pillow.
Oh, yeah.
It was a striped fabric, and I diddled and I diddled. Look at that, Brent. Even, this is done by Brent. Where are we, Eddie?
Get out. No way. No. I mean, we
Where
can
am
talk.
I? Where am I? Brent did this. Look at that, peeps.
Good job,
Brent did this.
Brent
I
did
love how we
this.
have the bar set so low.
No, but
If
come
Brent
on,
can
did
do
you
it,
see-
anybody can do it.
Did you see how easy it took me to line it up, though?
Oh yeah, no. That's pretty impressive actually, because I know
I'm like, done.
lining stuff up is a pain, but doing that with just putting
And
that
this one,
thread
you're
down.
trying
Yep.
to put a zipper in, too.
Yep.
Guess what? You can put your zipper in, you can baste it with this thread.
Because even after we lined it up and put it in it,
It moves.
Yeah.
It does, look.
that came out beautiful.
Nice.
Thank you. So,
Is that all we got for
my
tonight?
dog and pony is add fusible thread to your,
Your repertoire. Repertoire.
and I am going to be using it for all my binding from now on. It's just so easy.
So that means I got to order fusible thread now.
You
On a
do,
side
because
note,
it is
we
so
have the-
easy. And it
The little
lasts.
wool thingies that you were talking about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did you get them in?
We have some of those in, yes.
Oh, I could have used that to press this open.
Oh. Anyway,
But I
the
can't.
hour is nigh.
There.
And we must come
Okay.
to an end.
Okay. Oh, I did pretty
Oh, wow, look at
good.
my- look at
Not
my
too
hat.
far. Yeah, I was going to tell you it was sticking up, and then I said,
Yeah,
nah, let's let it just stick
I
up.
like I combed it this morning, but then I got helmet
Let's
head.
just let it stick up.
Hey, you know, I got a reputation to uphold.
Rooster do.
Anyway, thank you for joining us for another episode of Shenanigans with Brent and Becky. Remember, sew on and be excellent to each other.